So you think you can beat me by outlawing my thoughts with your rogue politicians and the judges you bought? So you think you can mold me like I'm made out of clay? Oh, you want me to answer? Just got this to say. Take a look into this warrior's eyes. Tell me what you see. Take a look into this warrior's eyes. Oh, that still beats free.
I'm Paul Fromm, the Midnight Man on Stormfront Radio. I hope you catch my broadcasts every night, Eastern Time, midnight, at www.stormfront.org. What I want to talk to you about today, though, is an organization of which I'm a director, and that's a group called the Council of Conservative Citizens. Morris Dees of the Southern Poverty Law Conference has called the CFCC the biggest, his words, white supremacist organization in the United States. Well, that's high praise coming from such a mortal enemy of free-thinking Americans as Morris Dees. Council of Conservative Citizens, of course, is no such thing. Founded back in 1989, it exists to give a voice to the populist, patriotic concerns of the vast majority of Americans. The Council of Conservative Citizens owes its history to another group that was founded back in 1954 in the South. And group was called the Citizens Council. And the Citizens Councils were formed by a World War II war hero, Major Robert Patterson. He was a gifted football player, once was offered major league contracts. He fought with great distinction at the Battle of the Bulge, and exited World War II at age 23 with the rank of major. Major Patterson was a patriot. He was a Mississippi farmer, went back to the land, but when the out of control leftist activists of the Supreme Court in 1954 passed or brought down the judgment in Brown versus Board of Education, which would lead to the wholesale busing of white children to black districts across the United States, which would break up the neighborhood school upon which so many Americans had based their hopes for the betterment of their children. Major Patterson and other patriots like him formed the Citizens Councils. All politics, Tip O'Neill said, is local. And that's what the Citizens Councils were. Local councils of concerned citizens who then banded together. And there were councils that were formed in many, many United States, and they fought the attack on states' rights. They fought with great courage and with some success. In the end, because of the out-of-control federal judiciary, they helped found a number of private schools and academies, many of which exist to this very day throughout the United States. But those were the battles of another time. By the late 1980s, it became clear that the usefulness of the Citizens' Councils had passed, and that new issues were confronting the American people. And so some of the men who had worked under Major Patterson got together in Atlanta in 1989 and formed the Council of Conservative Citizens. And the council exists to fight some of the issues that confront the founding settler people of the United States. Those are people of European origin, the people that built this country, the bedrock of this country. These are issues such as free trade, which has seen American jobs fly to Mexico or to China or to India. 20 years ago, Walmart boasted that everything there was American made. Now you can go into Walmart and it's hard to find anything that's American made. In fact, what you normally find are things made in India or Bangladesh or China or Mexico. The Council of Conservative Citizens also exists to fight anti-white measures like affirmative action and forced busing. It also exists to fight the rising crime, much of it due to people illegally in the United States. And that, of course, brings me to one of the major issues. It exists to fight to defend America's borders, not to expand America's power abroad in places like the Middle East, but to protect America, to put America and Americans first. First and foremost, the Council of Conservative Citizens wants to see a pro-American immigration policy that would prevent the invasion of the United States by hordes, literally hordes, of illegals. Many of the leading personnel of the Council are men who cut their teeth working for Major Patterson for the Old Citizens Council. Men like Senior Field Coordinator Bill Lord of Mississippi. Men like our Chief Executive Officer, St. Louis, Missouri attorney Gordon Lee Baum. Gordon is a gifted organizer. He took a lead role in the campaign for George Wallace, and many of the leading lights, fellow members of the board of directors, also played key roles in that great populist campaign of Governor George Wallace. For instance, Ray Martin from Alabama was standing just beside Governor Wallace when he was so tragically shot in Laurel, Maryland. Another key person is a man who led a student revolt against federal government intervention in Alabama, at the University of Alabama. Leonard Wilson, who's also the chief council organizer in the state of Alabama. Well, what is it that the councils do? And I stress that, councils, because we are an umbrella organization of local councils that are organized now in over 24 states. The councils, for instance, have held demonstrations against the Senator Kennedy, President Bush immigration amnesty bill, which was recently defeated in the United States Senate. They've held protests against factory and plant closings in North Carolina. The council publishes a regular newspaper, the Citizens Informer. At one point, the editor of the Citizens Informer was one of the great intellectual leaders of our movement, the late Dr. Samuel Francis. Sam Francis is the author of several books and was a man who took a very dim view of the betrayal of the founding settler, working people of the United States by both parties. In fact, he referred to the Republican Party because so many populists had put their faith in it as the stupid party. The Council of Conservative Citizens is independent of any political party. It's prepared to lobby anybody. But that doesn't mean that the council is as reluctant to engage with politicians. In fact, many of our meetings have been addressed by politicians, including men like Mississippi Senator Trent Lott and many other prominent politicians who realize that the council represents a large number of traditional Americans. I invite you to consider joining the council. You can check out our website at www.cocc.org, or you can write for membership to Council of Conservative Citizens, P.O. Box 221-683, St. Louis, Missouri 63122. Membership is $25 a year, and it's money well spent. It's money that will involve you in an organization that stands up for traditional Americans, and according to our enemies, is the most effective national organization in the United States, and is an organization that I have been proud to be a director of for the past 5 years. This is Paul Fromm, the Midnight Man, and I encourage you to catch me every night at midnight Eastern Time at www.stormfront.org.